Kelsey, and today's book is Little Miss Somersault. And as you can see on the page, here's Little Miss Somersault running as usual. She never walks. She always cartwheels. Wait, I wish I could cartwheel too, but I can't. Little Miss Somersault is sort of a person who can walk, kind of. She just doesn't even want to walk anyway. You know, she doesn't even walk here on this page. She doesn't really walk on the page, because she's not alive. She's just a big blue blob. But still, she's walking in there. It's a drawn picture, even if it sounds like real life, though. Rather than walking everywhere, she always cartwheeled everywhere. Always, always. Wow. She is still full of energy. Wow, I'm not very full of energy like that. Maybe she cartwheels on her bed while she's sleeping, maybe? Anyway, Little Miss Somersault doesn't have a house that you just go in the door, because that would be too easy for her. Because she's Little Miss Somersault. So, first, she made a house like this, where she goes over the stairs and then comes back down the ladder again and goes to her front door and opens it and goes in. Wow, I never knew they have that kind of houses. And Little Miss Somersault doesn't just sit in a chair. As always, she just look at the picture. I can't do that. I can't balance because when I try to balance, I just fall. I bet I'll crack my head open. That'd be very scary. Just like a peanut shell, you know, that peanut shell cracks open and you imagine that it's your head, it'd be so hurt. You'd be sent to the hospital for that. And I bet you'll need to stay there for years until they are done fixing your big head. Like sewing your big head, but I don't think so. And Little Miss Somersault doesn't walk around things. She jumps around things. Jumps. Wow, I never do that things. I just tiptoe over it though. And when she gets the telephone, I can't do this either. How does she fling? I don't know how to fling like that. She can't do anything about jumping or getting some energy out. She can't do anything about getting her energy out. This is getting her energy out, in case you don't know. But of course you know. One day, Mr. Worry had a worry, because he's Mr. Worry after all. He does need to worry that much if he's not Mr. Worry, but he's Mr. Worry, so he always worries much. Well, he should worry much, because his name is Mr. Worry, and if he did not worry and his name was Mr. Worry, it would be very weird, you know. And Mr. Worry worried about the leaf in his roof. What? He only cares about a leaf in his roof? What? A leaf? A leaf is probably my apartment has more leaves than one leaf, like Mr. Worry's. And he made Little Miss Somersault go and get the leaf. And he said he has a long ladder, but Little Miss Somersault don't need a ladder after all. Right, everyone? Yeah. She just jumps or climbs on that little holes on the bricks, that little. These are the bricks, and they're little holes, and you put your toes under them, and you climb, I bet. But the problem is, Little Miss Somersault is just a big blue blob, so she doesn't have toes. A bit. Hey, also, Mr. Worry looks like a grandpa because of the stripes in his. He just looks like a grandpa. Maybe the grandpa's Little Miss Somersault. One day, Mr. Skinny was painting his roof red with a ladder, and Mr. Bum tried to pass there. He just bumped in there. It was just by accident, but he just tried to. This is the ladder, and this is my purpose. He tried to go under, at the side, but he just crashed into it. Because you know what his name is? Mr. Bump. And he always bumps. I think I passed this, but in case you don't remember, I'll tell you again. If Mr. Bump doesn't bump and his name is Mr. Bump, it's very weird. And as he crashed into it, what would Mr. Skinny have been like? Ta-da! And you can see what happened with your own eyes. Anyway, it'll be very hard to look at someone else's eyes because you just can't get the eyeballs out and get it in your eye sockets, right? You disgusting! Ugh. And do you know who goes to the rescue? I knew it. I knew it, you knew. Little Miss Somersault. Because, why wouldn't it be Little Miss Somersault? Because it's a book about Little Miss Somersault. Why wouldn't it be Little Miss Somersault? It's a book about Little Miss Somersault. Then why wouldn't it be Little Miss Somersault? And she carried him by her arm because he's Mr. Skinny, so she said he was not quite heavy. The telephone rang. It was Mr. Uppity. Mr. Uppity said, "There's an umbrella stuck on my roof." So, do you know what Little Miss Somersault did? She zoomed there. You know, she never walks. I told you before. And in 1 second, no second. In no second, she climbed on his roof and accidentally saw down, and she finally discovered she was afraid of heights. Then how did she go on the other roofs? Oh, anyway, Mr. Uppity has the biggest roof in the world, the tallest. That's how he's rich, huh? If you don't believe me, stop this video right now and read a book about Mr. Uppity, and you'll be able to know what I mean, or able to believe, because he is rich. Just stop this video and just look at Mr. Uppity book there. And you know, Mr. Tickle was passing by, and you know what he did? Passing by up Mr. Uppity's roof. But you know what he did? Stretched his long arms, and would he like to tickle someone? Well, of course he did. He's Mr. Tickle! I told you 2 times. If he didn't tickle, and his name is Tickle, Mr. Tickle, it's too weird! I told you before! Can't you just remember it? No. Anyway, you really can't remember, are you? I bet you can't remember. But I'm just saying it in case you don't remember. Tickled. And Little Miss Somersault ran because of Mr. Tickle's arm tickling. She shouted, "Stop it! I promise I won't do anything so foolish again." Yeah, it was foolish. And one day, the telephone rang, and the voice said, "My hat has blown off," said a voice at the other end, "and it's landed on the roof of my house. Could you..." Little Miss Somersault's face turned pale. Pale. Pale means white. Ah, that means just like your bones. Ew, disgusting. "Who is this?" she said in the trembling voice. And can you wonder what it was? Mr. Swall. That spells small. And Mr. Small. And Little Miss Somersault said, "I'll go there in 5 minutes." Because Mr. Small's house is just this much, I bet. This much, kind of. Under Daisy, that is this much. I bet Mr. Small thinks that's the sun, maybe. Because the middle is a yellow, and the sun is yellow. So maybe he thinks so. And maybe the white blends in. Maybe. And he also has fence. And be careful. And Little Miss Somersault, I think Little Miss Somersault, she should really look on the ground if Mr. Small really said that. Because Mr. Small's house is just this much, I told you, and the Daisy is this much, and Little Miss Somersault is this much. More than this much, but I can't put my arms more. or my hands will fall off, or my arms would fall off my bed. And that'll just be a blog, just like Little Miss Somersault. And that'll be in a book too. But I don't mind eyeballs falling out. Just like I told you, it's very hard to look from other eyes. And now bye-bye.